you were saying making money in the markets is not that difficult if you have the right tools and education. And that's what you're going to get here today. If you use this program the way it's designed, it will make you money. And we're going to hear things here today you might not believe, but they're true. How do you know when to buy and sell? We're the only software in the world that is showing you the price, the earnings, calls, puts, and leaps on your same chart. Now we're showing you all of this because this plays into the picture of making a lot of money. You need to be looking at this stuff. And that's what Pete did and made himself a multimillionaire buying at these lows because he knew when the low was there using this program. This program works. It works. For those of you who haven't seen it, you're not going to see it any other place except Best Choice. We look at the historical movement of a stock to identify a predictable time to buy and sell. Buy and sell with a high probability of winning the trade with success. But where else can you be taught and be shown and execute trades where you can make a triple on your investment? 9 trades, 8 winners. So 8 out of 9 years it did the same thing. We're talking about the history that every year it moved the same way in the same dates. 100% of the time based on history. That's pretty awesome. That comes down to one word called probability. If it's been doing it every year, it'll probably do it again. Pioneer. Look at over here. 10 years, 9 winners. Big profits. Trimble. 10 trades, 9 winners. Man, that's pretty good odds. That's what we're looking at. Marvel. 8 trades, 7 winners. We would like everybody in this room to be a millionaire. And if we all do the same trade at the same time, hallelujah. Because we're just going to, everybody that's out there with program trading and watching for unusual activities, they don't know why the open interest is jumping, but they buy that stock. And when they buy that stock, who's it helping? Best Choice owners. I think you think about that. Here, Continental Airlines. Guess what? I can show you this in a real chart. This thing has gone down 10 out of 10 years and goes up every year. Puts turn right around. The day you get out of the put, you have a call. Pets. This case here, 9 out of 11. 9 out of 11. See these marks? VAR. UPS. 7 out of 8 years. What do you think will happen next year? FedEx and all the rest of them. If it's been doing it every year, it'll probably do it again. Autodesk. 11 out of 11. 100% of the time. Based on history, it goes up every year at the same time. Making money in the market is not that difficult. That's what we preach. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Pete.
All right, now we're going to start getting into some more advanced portion of Best Choice software, and I will be talking about the basic short-term directional options strategy. Now, when we say directional, we're talking about directional trades. When we're trading, we can either look for calls or puts going up or down, or we can look for non-directional trading. So I want to make a distinction here that what I will be talking about is the directional trading strategy. All right, when we consider options, we have today, we know a lot about the past and very little about the future. But we do have our seasonality, which tells us what normally happens on different stocks. So first of all, like Sonny mentioned in the first part, we can look at seasonality. We can look at these repeating patterns. we have a high probability of success on those guys. It's not a guarantee, but the probabilities are very, very good there. So when it comes to future events, you can have incredibly good things happen to you or incredibly bad things. Let's not worry about the good things. It's the bad things that we have to be concerned about. But see, really, seasonality is our best tool that we have. And there's no other tool in technical analysis that can really tell us what's going to happen 2 weeks from now or a month from now. It's really the best tool that's out there. Okay, my call that I paid $500, each one was worth $2,500. Each call I made $2,000. Times 15 calls was a $30,000 move. This is 11 days later. In 3 days, his $5,000 investment became $50,000. That's incredible. You know, I go to financial shows and I say, how many people here at this show are teaching you how to 10 times your money in 3 days?
As a shining example to all you people. This gentleman here is George Lee, and he's famous for wearing baseball hats, you see. But if you get him on a tennis court, look out, because he's a tennis professional, he's an instructor, right?
Right.
Okay. And George Lee is the man that has made millions of dollars using Best Choice, and he's only had it about a year, not even 2 years yet. So George is the man that's the guest today, and he's the man that's made all this money, and he's going to share for the first time everything that he does with the special group that's here today.
Okay, so before I get started, I just want to say a few words about Sonny and Pete. I was at a show in San Francisco with Sonny, and I've been in Calgary and Vancouver with Pete, and it just always amazes me how much energy they have and how much enthusiasm and passion they have for trading and for their software. So it's just really a pleasure to work with these fellows because I think they really enjoy what they're doing. I was able to pay for the software just with that first trade. So I was impressed because that was the very first trade I made using the software. And I used the wizard to find it, and so the rest is history. How many of you have made 3 times your money on a trade in the last month? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've made 5 trades in the last month that have made 3 times my money or better. I've also owned I have 5 stocks, of which I think 3 have done 50% or better, and I've got 1 stock that did 100% since January 22nd. Has anybody made a 50% return on a stock in the last month? Just 2 of you? And the rest of you are using the software?
We have a few newbies here.
You have a few newbies. You can time the market, and the Best Choice software is just a phenomenal tool for making good decisions. So when Pete calls it Best Choice, I think it's very so my risk reward on stocks, usually I'm looking to make a 50% move, and if I'm going to get out, I'll take a 10% loss. So my risk is usually 10%, and my reward is usually 50%. If I'm going into an option, my risk is usually 50%. So if I'm losing 50% of my position, I'll get out, and I'm looking for a 300% return. So if you get 9 out of 10 and they all go up 300%, and the one that you miss on drops 40, whatever, you're still pretty much ahead of the game. But I don't think you need a lot of different strategies. I think you just need a few simple ones, and if they work, to stick with them. And when you find something you're good at, try and stick with it. Okay, so yeah, I did own Hansen's, and I know I was in it for a period where it went from, I think it went from $38 up to $196. It actually went to $212 or something.
And you're going to hear things here today you might not believe, but they're true.
So I was in Google when it did about 300 or 400% return.
But where else can you be taught and be shown and execute trades where you can make a triple on your investment?
In 3 days, his $5,000 investment became $50,000.
If you use this program the way it's designed, it will make you money. It works.
How many of you made that 50% move from January 22nd? Good.
using this program. This program works.
It went from 30 cents up to $23, so that was 7,000%. A lot of people are going to tell you that you can't do this, that you can't time the market. I'm going to tell you just the opposite. I think it's very possible to get near, or if not at the bottom, very close to the bottom, and if not at the top, very close to the top.
But see, really, seasonality is our best tool that we have. And there's no other tool in technical analysis that can really tell us what's going to happen 2 weeks from now or a month from now. It's really the best tool that's out there.
If it's been doing it every year, it'll probably do it again.
And, you know, what's best choice about it? It's about finding the extremes. It's about finding things when they're below the 10% outline. It's about looking at things when they're above the 90% outline.
For you were saying, making money in the markets is not that difficult if you have the right tools and education.